All right, here I am back again. I know that I haven't made a video for a while, but yeah, what can I say? So today we're going to look at a short. Um, it's about South Africa, of course, and that there've been some places that haven't had water for weeks or months, and how the people in power care. It's absolutely inhumane, and how they lie, and how they talk about a major issue, and how the voters tend to actually forget about what they had to go through. And when it comes to, okay, voting time, we'll just vote for the same people again, thinking things will change. It hasn't changed for the past 31 years. When are they going to learn? They don't care whether you are black or white or pink or brown or purple. They don't care. So, right, let us start.
This one. What is your commitment on water as the ANC to South Africans?
No, we are not going to answer commitments now. We will answer that when we get to the elections campaign.
Just imagine that. These are the people in charge of the.
Yeah, they don't care. Right there, they don't care. They don't care about you suffering because, oh, they love that. We are suffering. That man right there is not suffering. Okay, happens to be raking in the money. He does not live where those voters live. He's nowhere near them. He goes home every night, has power, electricity, water. He doesn't feel it. And this is what frustrates me the most, is that that in their whole culture, they shan't speak out, because then if they do, they are basically seen as a traitor to their own people. Let me just say, there happen to be a few Africans, black Africans, that are actually brave enough to speak out against this. And they get threatened, they get mocked, everything. And yeah, when is this going to actually change? Let's carry on.
Schools and hospitals, the roads and railways, the electricity and the water. The very things that you and your family use for education and health, for running businesses and creating wealth. The simple question is, can you commit to doing anything about the water crisis? And the answer is, we will do that when it is time to campaign. Huh? What do you make of?
And I'm telling you, expect people to just carry on. Don't worry that there happen to be hardly any jobs going. because no companies outside here want to actually come here. Because for what? Lies, factories being taken over. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
That. What more do you need to believe that these people don't care about you but only use you for the votes? And in case you still don't believe it, here's more evidence.
I once said to one of the media briefing, in terms of water infrastructure government sphere, we need nothing less than 400 billion to fix the water infrastructure.
This one happens to be a total, utter clown. And she just sucked out of thin air 400 billion. South Africa's not growing. The money is actually being stolen. There are, I think it's 4.7% actually pay tax. So how do you think 400 billion has to, until you fix up this, their own problem which they caused in the first place? And we actually vote for these people to come in, to lie, to steal, and just get fat. Every person there happens to be overweight. In the meantime, last I heard, 11,000 children starve every single year in South Africa. They have got no shame whatsoever.
And surely we don't have that amount in the fiscus. How do we then work with other people?
Believe it or not, that is South Africa's Minister of Water and Sanitation, courtesy of the ANC. Her name is Phemi Majordina, and what she said is what she is confident it will take to fix the problem. She must be some kind of water engineer who understands the system that she's in charge of, right? Right? Wrong. She's a teacher who is an activist within the ANC. So where does she get the crazy figures of 400 billion rand to fix the water infrastructure? Who knows? What I do know is that as South Africans, we need to stop allowing the appointment of unskilled, inexperienced, and uninformed individuals to key positions and then being shocked when the departments that they are appointed to take a downward turn to the detriment of the citizens. I mean, how can we expect our country to get better when there is no meritocracy like this? When I published a video stating that there needs to be some minimum education and or experience standard to who we appoint as ministers, many of you got very upset because you knew that many of the ministers that you love are uneducated and inexperienced.
And this is the whole problem. And I see it worldwide. These people haven't got a clue how to do the job. And as soon as anybody says something racist, Nazi, Hitler, whatever, we need to get over this nonsense, and start thinking that if you can't do the job, it means just that. You can't do the job. Get somebody else. And so many people voted Ramaphosa in because they were told, this man happens to be I'll tell you, businessman. He's not a businessman, it's a footman. Please, he knows nothing. He happens to be communist. That's it, through and through. And they'll just keep on voting. There you have a leader, Ramaphosa, who stuffed his couch with 6.2 billion rand. How about this, ANC and all these so-called parties? How about this? You guys pay to, fix up all the problems in South Africa. How about that? Every year we got to get a raise because we have to have our raise. And don't worry about the two voters and the people here. They can just suffer. And talking about, raises, I know some people who, have not had a raise for 4-5 years.
Well, what is good for the DA is good for the ANC, but often very bad for the citizens. Why are we comfortable with the fact that there is someone who saw it fit to appoint Phemi Majortina to a position of power in such a vital department? We need to be more discerning in who we appoint to positions that affect our daily lives.